Okay, good evening, everybody. How much fun was that? So in the opening ceremony, I'd ask you to truly embrace the SAISA spirit. And even though this might be your first or your second SAISA experience, it was on full display for the last 3 days. Whether it was helping teammates or opponents up from the ground after a hard collision, or if it was cheering for other teams, or half of you now own ASB hoodies, which is really cool. Yes, the competition was important, but as I said earlier, it's so much more than that. We really embraced sportsmanship over the last few days, and you should be proud of yourselves for that and your effort. My hope is that you've created lasting memories from this experience, made connections, made new friends, and grew as a person. This tournament was an overall success. I want to thank all the players, the coaches, and everybody involved for making this such an awesome experience. And this is the perfect transition to awarding the S-Pins, which I'll hand off to my student assistant, Kartik.
If you are new to SAISA, players can give S-Pins to anyone they feel displayed great sportsmanship during the tournament. If anyone wants to share S-Pin with someone, please come up to the mic and share right now. So we can go by team or DACA, AISD.
Hi. So the first person we'd like to announce is Walid from ACS. AISD and ACS have been rooming together for the entire tournament, and throughout the entire tournament, he's been very approachable and kind to us, and so we'd like to give this to him. The second person we'd like to have up is Veer from ASB. So when we had our game against ASB, Veer was always there to lend a hand when any one of us fell down to the ground, and he showed true sportsmanship, and so that's why we'd like to give it to him. And the last person we'd like to give this pin to is Josh from ASB. Josh has had a tough game against Tazim, and even though he got constantly fouled intentionally, for the game, he's been keeping his calm and coolness and showing leadership material.
Wow. All right. I guess OSC next.
All right, so this SAISA pin is for the TASM team for being great sportsmen even when we were competitors. Yeah, the whole team.
And the second pin is for Bombay for being nice in and out of the court and always being friendly.
And the final S-pin we want to give to Sajeev from Chennai. He's been a great friend and a great competitor and really nice off the court.
Next school is TASM.
Hello guys. So the first S-pin we're going to give is to Coach KT, because we overheard him say that coaches and teachers' job goes by unthanked. So this is our way of saying thank you for showing great sportsmanship. And even after we lost, you came up to us and said we had a good game, so we really appreciate that.
All right, our next S-pin will go to the whole OSC team, because we feel like after, because after the first game they were good sportsmen, even though they faced a tough loss. But then when we played them again, they were also great sportsmen, even though they got the win this time. So congratulations, guys.
Our last S-pin goes to Amman and Coach Spillis for showing great sportsmanship even after us playing them. So, yeah.
The next school is ACS.
Do I go first? Okay. I want to give the first S-pin to Josh, who's I love playing against him, and he was always positive. He really stuck out.
I would like to give my S-pin to Veer from ASB.
I would like to give my S-pin to Rayhan from TASM, because in our first game, we beat them by a lot, and he came up to me, and he was like, thank you for looking out for me in good games, so I'd like to give it to him.
Why'd you have that smoke, bro? Why'd you have that smoke?
Next school is Lincoln.
We'd like to give our first S-pin to Coach Carl from ACS for showing great sportsmanship during our match, which really helped us improve.
We'd like to give our second S-pin to Nick from OSC. Overall, just a great guy, on and off the court, really nice and inspiring.
We want to give the third S-Pin to Veer for giving us a warm welcome to the school and just being kind.
Thank you.
And the next team is the SAISA team. So if anyone can come up from the SAISA team. Didn't get S-Pin. Yeah, y'all did. They don't have their S-Pins yet, but they'll give it to whoever they... It'll come.
We would like to give our first pin to Mikey from ACS. He's cool and he's respected and his basketball skills are very motivative, so we decided to give him the S-Pin.
But we don't have one.
The next person we'd like to give an S-Pin to is JJ, because, yeah.
We also want to give our last S-Pin to Nick from OCS. Even though we never played them, he was always helpful, especially during our warm-up time.
And the next school is AISC.
So we'd like to give the first S-Pin to JJ.
The second S-Pin, even though you scored a last-minute layup for me to win the game, is going to go to Veer.
We'd like to award our third S-Pin to Nick from OSC. For being a great display of sportsmanship, really nice on and off the court, and respectful.
And our home school, American School of Bombay.
Our first S-Pin is for number 8 on TASM for keeping school in a pretty heated environment and just being really supportive on the court. All right. Number 8 from TASM.
Oh, shit. The next one, we're planning to give it to number 12 from Dhaka. Gosh. We're giving it to him because he showed like the most sportsmanship you could possibly show. When we were playing the game, he was like pushing me through it. He was like a teammate, but at the same time he was competing with me. And I didn't know if it was trash talk or not. And I was like, he confused me a lot, but he's a really nice guy. And I talked to him after the game too. And I really appreciate him.
Okay, so I have 2 S-Pins here, so we did 4. I remember the people. Okay. The first one I'm going to give is to number 6 on OSC. We didn't actually play OSC, but when we were watching him, he was really hype, and he was like getting the crowd into it, and he was really sportsman. And I've talked to him outside the games too. He's a great guy. And then our last one is to Saji from AISC. Sajiv, so we had the tournament with Chennai like a week before SAISA, and we got really close to these guys.
And volleyball. He was there for volleyball too, and we got really close to him then too.
This is basketball.
Sorry, I'm just staying fast.
But he shows really good sportsmanship throughout all his games, and he was always supporting us. And it's like for the team too, but it's like we're close to Sajiv, yeah.
Love you, Sajiv.
Okay, so we've reached the portion of this where we have to acknowledge and thank a lot of people. But I want to start with perhaps most important to all of you, your coaches. They put in a lot of effort, a lot of work, and they are with you for a long time. So players, please give a round of applause to all of your coaches. So there's a lot of people to acknowledge and thank to put something like this together. It takes a lot of planning, months of planning, and lots of people working behind the scenes. So if you could hold your applause as I go through these lists of people, they're all important. We want to make sure we acknowledge every single person and team. We'll start with the basketball officials, the housekeeping staff, the security team, Faisal and the Sodexo team, which provided you meals, Shri and the transportation team, Chandu and Shinde from the maintenance team, and all of them, Chris D'Souza and Jerry James, which do the audio and visual, and their team, Allison Smithies from the health team, and her health team, I should say, our high school administration, Dr. Rob Allison, our associate principal, Evelyn Maroff, our deputy head of school, John Smithies, and our head of school, Dr. Paul Richards. We have tons of student workers to thank, lots of kids that did the live stream, and we had a few high school workers that I want to call out, Ava, Shira, and Mahika for their help. Our tech intern, Sahil, and my personal assistants, and the Eagles mascot, we have Kartik and Mohit. And finally, my athletics team. So we have Raju Rout, Schubert Fernandez, and the middle school athletics and activities director, Kevin D'Souza. So all those men over there, they are the true magic behind all of this. They make it work. They make me look good. So thank you to all of them. I can't say thank you enough. So thank you. Okay, so now on to the presentation of the medals and the trophies. I'm going to hand it off to Kartik.
Before I go to that, I think we all need to thank the athletics director, Dave Nicholson.
I really think he deserves another round of applause because there's so much of planning that goes into organizing a SAISA tournament, and he's been on this for so long, making sure everything was up to mark, and I think he worked over and above and stayed up late, worked at home just to make sure everything was in place. David Nicholson.
So, time for awards. We will start with third place, the Geckos from the Overseas School of Colombo. some applause for OSC. Let's hear some applause. Wait. Before you guys go. The tournament plaque. And in second place, your favorite team, the Eagles from the American School of Bombay.
Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold. Bang roll, on the go. Ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and I only know it takes time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. For my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in.
Thank you, guys. And finally, going undefeated, the Scorpions from the American Community School of Amman.
I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going. I get to it out the runway. Different incomes, not one way. Living life on a one way. I knew this would happen someday. You can ask my day one day. Cloudy days turn to sun rays. Only way to way up way. Know my way, know my feng shui. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going. Different summer, different car keys. I'm the life of the party. Might buy a bike like a Harley. Totally do so gnarly. God got me, can't harm me. I got armor and an army. Battle scars, battle smartly. This forever like a Sharpie. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. Going up, going up, going up.
And we have one last thing for everyone, a video collage of pictures. Thank you, everyone. It's been so much fun this SAISA.
Okay, folks, that officially concludes this basketball tournament. So thank you, everybody. Had a great time. We'll see you later.